Hey there guys, and welcome to another Path of Titans video. Today we'll be looking at part 2 of Great Places to Level, and today we're on the Gondwa map. The area we're looking at today is centralised in the middle of the Gondwa map. It comprises of two areas, which is Green Hills and Titans Pass. This area is fantastic. It's got fresh water, a home cave and a waystone right by it. One thing to take into account when leveling in this area is the fact that there are some river crossings to get back and forth from each area. Ideal for semi-aquatics, but if you're a slow swimming dinosaur like an Xearojay or a Bars Boulder, probably best to avoid this and look at where we levelled in part 1, which was Triad Falls, White Cliffs and Young Grove. Now the great thing about both these areas, there are lots of cover and lots of bushes. We're going to first start in Green Hills, which is this dimpled area at the right hand side of the area that we were looking at. Now Green Hills quests are really quite easy and quite simple. They're all collect quests. Now each of the little dimples on this map represent a hill, and on top of those hills you can find some of the question items such as button mushrooms and flowers. And tiger nuts are also on some of those ones as well. In the lower part of the area you will find your milk-cap mushrooms, so at the bottom of the hills, and also your acorns. Each of these logs that you see below me will have either acorns or milk-cap mushrooms on them. Again, here another example of how many collectibles there are. Here are flowers and tiger nuts, and then streaming down to the bottom of the hill you can see more flowers, more button mushrooms, another log with acorns on. This area just has so many collectibles that you can get the quest done in no time. As we fly to the next hill over again, the top of this one, absolutely covered in button mushrooms. And in the lower part between the hills and near the river you can see flowers and absolutely loads of milk-cap mushrooms. Like I say, this area within a short time you can get all of your quests done and be ready to move on to the next area, which will be Titans Pass. So Titans Pass is this rocky area to the left of Green Hills. Now like I said, there is a river crossing and I'm going to show you how I cross this river. Doesn't mean it's the best way, but this is how I've been crossing. I simply follow this river down, stay on land next to it, and as I get to the bottom of this river I can hop in and swim across this short area. You can cross at the top, but it can take some time to get around, so I tend to cross here. So this area here is where you'll find your flowers and button mushrooms, and the surrounding brown area you'll find your acorns and milk caps, very similar to Green Hills. I'll just show you some of this area now because literally the flowers are all stacked together. The tiger nuts are also in this area as well, and you'll be able to see them because they'll be bunched next to bushes and they've got the slightly different look on the leaves around them. But the amount of flowers and button mushrooms around this little green patch is fantastic, and again you can see the milk caps to the right there, all bunched together. Just absolutely amazing for leveling. And just to show you again, any of these log areas tend to have patches of acorns. You should be able to see them there, and they're also scattered around, so your milk caps and acorns are in the brown areas like I said before. Again, here's another log. The trees are slightly in the way, but below me you should be able to get a glimpse of all those acorns again. And finally onto the two unique quests in this area, which is bloodstones. You'll be able to find them around this area and in these small caves I'm just trying to highlight there. Bloodstones is really the only mission that is a pain, because if somebody else has been there before and collected them, they take a while to respawn, and it's a trek inland and back around and back to where you started. However, if nobody's grabbed them, they can be collected quite easy, and I'll show you the pathway that I use to collect as many as I can. As you can see, the bloodstones are under this rocky area here and in this small cave, and those are the little areas that I showed you before, but the main collection is along the pathway. So I'm just flying into the main path there of where you'll find the bloodstones, and I'm going to do a little scan over the area. So the bloodstones are on the left there, you can see the little red glow, but you've also got the death caps below, and there is a monumental amount of death caps here. So you have to collect 70, I believe, for the quest, and you'll collect them in no time because death caps, like I say, are all along this area, as are the bloodstones dotted left and right of the pathway. If you carry on top of the hill at the very end, you'll see some more bloodstones. And then, if there isn't enough, I'd carry on down this flight path I'm going to go through now. And if you follow this pathway, it'll take you kind of around this area. But if you follow this pathway, you will collect the amount of bloodstones you need, unless the area is massively populated, which I've never seen before. Normally a couple of juvies leveling around here, sometimes a big dinosaur trying to pick off the juvies, but other than that, nothing major. But there is plenty of cover in the left and right, so if you are in that juvenile stage and you hear those footsteps, just jump into a bush and wait. So again, just flying past these bones, more blood crystals. As you can see, there's plenty of them. It just means you've got to go for a little walk around the outside. There are also some burrows along here in case you are hungry. Again, semi-aquatics with the fisher diet is the best for leveling around here because there's plenty of rays, pike, trout and arowana in the water. And there's also a couple of different levels of water. The water doesn't tend to run too low, but again, it's a great indicator. So if you come across a piece of water and this water's got, say, 11% left, you know that the area is populated, thus making you a little bit more on guard. But like I say, this area, fantastic for leveling, back and forth. As soon as you've completed Titan's Pass, go back to Green Hills. And in no time you will get used to the river crossing and where you should go for that. If you're semi-aquatic, say for instance the Megalania I leveled around here, absolutely insanely quick leveling for the Megalania around here because you can dot in and out of the water, you can catch fish in the water once you've unlocked that perk, of which there's loads, like I say. There's the home cave and the waystone nearby as well. So I hope part 2 of this has been useful. Again, if you have any comments, please drop the comments on where you level and if there's any ideas of where you think is great to level, because I can make a video on that or we can have a chat about it in the community hubs. Other than that, if you have found this video useful, please drop me a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, stay safe out there.